my head up my ass. Can I say that on YouTube? Anyway. Morning all, welcome to Project Overland. I'm Project and I'm going overland, and look where we are. Cab of a truck. This is me learning again. Years since I've learned, and God, this is a bit of a steep learning curve, let me tell you. I don't just mean climbing up here. So I'm in the scab of a Scania, even cab of a Scania. So let's go, let's do it. So what you're looking at is me reversing here into the garage, where they call it garage, which is the cones, and you have to go around in an S basically without knocking that cone down that you've just seen appear beside the cab. So it's just a test of reversing skill, and you've got to get it into that box without the wheels crossing the yellow lines and without the back end hitting the imaginary fence, which is at the back of this box here. So basically you've got to ease this back all the way back until your rear is into this cross hatching area. A lot harder than it looks. So lessons. So you will have seen me practicing my reverse, which is the one thing I did pretty well. So without bragging, six goes at it, 5 perfect, 1 out of shunt, which is you have to pull forward and go back again. You're allowed to do that in the test. And yeah, so we thought that was great. And my instructor was she was so happy with me that she filmed it, but she said, do you want it for that? So she recorded it and then you could look back. So that worked, and so I've got some footage, which was really nice of it. And so thanks for me, brilliant. The downside was that for whatever reason, when I went into the test, that's the bit I fluffed. Which obviously means you fail. You don't even go out now, so on your COVID. So you pay your £115 fee, and then you get to that point, and they go, yeah, we're not even going to go and sit in the cab with you for an hour. So, excuse me. Yes, tea. Oh, might be a beer as well. Giveaway. So wow, what was I saying? Right. So yeah, do you know what? And I was so angry with myself. I was like crushed. But following day, everything clicked in, and I just went, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at all. In my head, I hadn't got it together. I knew that I was about 90% of the way there. Just couldn't hook up that last 10%. So actually, the following day, I'm sort of come back and I came to head to myself, right, I know where I was going wrong. I know what I need to do. I need to stop fighting the truck, and I need to stop fighting myself. This is the hard bit to say. So this is the kind of like look into the camera and stare into my own soul and reveal that, which is always a bit difficult for most people, including me. So I don't think I'm not a perfect driver. maybe I'm average, maybe I'm slightly above average, but either way. But I thought, do you know what? I went to it and going, yeah, I've driven 7.5 tonners, I've driven, I've driven big motorhomes and stuff. I'll be all right with this. No, yeah, it was another level. So it caught me a bit by surprise, and when it caught me a bit by surprise, I wasn't happy with that. I kind of like sort of wanted to run away a bit, and I don't mind telling you. I'll tell you now. About halfway through Thursday, I just wanted to give up. I was ready to. In my head, I was going, just give up, just go back to the yard, stop, and say this is too difficult. I'm going to go and sell my truck and buy a smaller one, and get a under 7.5 ton, and I don't have to bother. And I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been the easier thing to do, although the harder thing in the long term, but it would have been easier to give it in at that point. So I knew that I couldn't do that, because I'd set myself these goals, and that I was determined to get through them. So I had to go away, accept the failure, think about it, and then come back. So my point there is, and this is easy for everyone, everyone tells you this. If you're out there thinking about this, or if you're out there watching this going, oh, I've got this going wrong in my life or whatever. It's not the falling down, it's the getting back up again. Everybody falls down, that's just life. Sometimes things knock you down and you can't help it. You just got to basically know that you can get back up again. And that's the bit I've got for that. So some learning bits on there. So interesting. I have learned a little bit. One good thing is the truck you see in the video is bigger than Rosie, so that'll be a bit easier. So I think that's it really on that point. Just basically got to go back. I've rebooked. I've got my test in a couple of weeks. COVID doesn't help. You have to pay for half a day lessons, not like a few hours. So but I needed a little bit longer anyway. So I've got half a day back. So it's cost me nearly enough another 500 quid. The fee alone is 115 quid. So that you have to pay again to government. So I've been a bit busy going to the doctors. I had a little bit of a health thing where I'm going to the doctors like twice a week to get something checked. And no, it's not an STI. So thanks very much, or STD, whatever you prefer. Then you smutty minds out there, chance to be a fine thing. It's nothing serious. It's just one of those things. It isn't getting old. That's what it is. It's getting old. Okay, now we've got the bit you all want. This is the bit you all been tuning in for. I always put this to the back to make you watch the rest of it. Haha, I'm so evil, but I've learned. Not so stupid. You try doing that when you put that to you and then looking at yourself in the camera. Try doing that and getting it the right way around. You end up poking yourself in the eye. Box build. Where are we? Well, holy moly, we've suddenly come on, and I'm now inundated with phone calls, and don't listen to Gary because he doesn't phone me. I don't phone him 3 times a day. He phones me. Pester. What do you want with this? How do you want that? What did he say about that? Honest, no, I'm only joking. That's not how he talks. He's a Cockney. He's got some kind of like London-based accent. So he's all a bit, all right, hey, I'm so Cockney, it hurts. I don't know where I'm going. So, box built on. It's really coming on at leaps and bounds, which they did say it would. So the box is being built separate to the chassis subframe being put on, and then the box goes onto the chassis subframe. So we've got some bits of video, bits of footage to put in. You're going to be seeing those, and I'm happy to say we've got the box built. So where are we with things like shape and size? So it is, I wanted 5.4 metre. That's what I'd stipulated. I had said no less than 5.2, and I wanted 5.4. And they came back and said they've looked at 5.4, and although my drawings and calculations say 5.4, so legally, 5.4 is within it, they just went, it's going to look a bit shit. We don't want to do that. So we sort of like had a discussion about it, and 5.3 was the end result. Luckily for me, 10 centimetres is not a huge amount because I'm on my own. Obviously, for some people who need more room, that might not be big enough. What I would say to you is if you're going to be doing, if you're thinking of the HX60, just take it into consideration, because it might not be the right truck for you. So if you need a longer box, you might be needing to look at a 6x6. So that's that bit said on that. Shape wise, we've got the rear taper going up, and we also put a front taper in. I wasn't so sure about that, but we looked at like straight up 90 degrees on the front, and it did look a bit like a container stroke fridge. So fridge box, not a fridge. Yeah, you don't open the door and the light comes on. So where was I? Oh yeah. Anyway, what it did do is it gives it shape, and it takes the shape from the angles on the truck itself. So the idea is that once the box is mounted on the truck, that the angles of the truck, cab and stuff, are carried through into the box. That's the theory. So that's the shape. Also, yeah, let us put a window in the front as well, in the living area. So that'll let some light into that living area, because the sky hatch, which is the access onto the roof, and being able to go out and to climb up and put a little patio up there. A patio? Why would you do that? Some concrete slabs screwed to the top. Anyway, yes, veranda, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to look here at the box finally, and this image we're going to show you here. We're just going to pause this, and you can see there the leading edge, upper edge, top right of the picture. You can also see it in the lower edge. You can see the indentations that I talked about. The small one is for the filler cap, and the larger one is for the wheel arch. And then you can also see the upper bedroom window, top left, and the opening for the garage, the bed storage, which will have a hatch coverage on the lower left. This is just a close-up view of the bedroom window, and you can see the hole in the roof, and you can also see how that upper roof, how thick it is and how it's made up. So the box is coming up, doors, windows, they're in. What else have we got? So I'm really looking forward to that. So we just, this weekend we've been trying to sort the floor out, because they wanted to put the floor in, because it hides so the interior is lined and it has joins, because of the size of the panels, and they hide the joins behind things so you can't see them. Clever. And I always, when I do that, I always think of that. This won't mean anything if you're watching from America or anywhere else, but there used to be a TV show called The Fast Show, and there used to be a character on it, and they used to turn to the camera and go, "Nice." So whenever I do that and I go, I always think of that. I'm gonna have to edit that out, because people are just gonna look at me like, "What?" So that's the stuff. Yeah, bed height was sorted out. I calculated that slightly wrong, so that meant that was all right. So they picked up on that and they saved my ass on that. Thank you very much. And all the joking's all aside, Gary is absolutely marvellous, and he's just been my saviour. So thank you very much for coming along. I really do appreciate your support. Got any questions? If you want anything, you want to like questions about my truck, about the HX60, if you want to look into the HX60, pop on over to the Man HX and SX group on FB that I started, and that's you can find that on Facebook. And if you like what you see here and you want to know more, like and subscribe, that'd be lovely. It really helps, and it just basically helps me with the fact that it validates my existence. So that's all it is, really. So thanks a lot. Catch you later. Thanks, everybody. Take it easy. Bye.